This video is going to be a little different. We're going to talk about how you can turn, or how I turned, trauma into gratitude. Alright boys, so August of 2022, on a Sunday night, something happened to me where, like, I don't even know how to explain it really. I guess it was sort of like a panic attack. Like, before that, I was chasing a lot of things, like really working hard towards things, and then that night, something just happened where I was like, none of this means anything. This is all pointless. And like, I felt like I had no meaning and no purpose and like no reason for being alive. And let me tell you, that was some of the scariest shit ever. To feel like you don't have a reason to be here, or to feel like you don't have a purpose, or you're just like wondering, why am I here? Like, nothing matters. Like, I felt purposeless. That's kind of a cool word to say, purposeless. I felt like I had no purpose. I felt like I had no meaning. I felt like nothing I would do in my life would ever make me happy. I don't know what happened that night. I don't know what happened, but I just had like a weird, scary epiphany where I was just like, none of this matters, man. What I'm doing, what I'm chasing is not going to make me happy. Like, I had like it wasn't a dream because I was awake, but I had kind of like a vision where I like, in the future, I achieved everything that I wanted to, and I had everything I wanted, all the money, girls, cars, clothes, whatever. I had everything. I was at the top, like the peak of human existence. I had everything, but I still felt the way I did, like, while I was chasing those things. My girlfriend's calling. We have bad reception right now, so I tried to answer the call, but we have no reception out here, so I just sent her a text saying, I have no reception. She'll probably call back. But where was I? I basically saw myself in the future with everything that I've been chasing, but I still felt the way I did when I didn't have it. And the scary part about that was that there was nothing left to chase. Like, I had everything I wanted, but I still felt empty. And then I don't know what happened, man. I don't know if I had like a panic attack or what, but I didn't literally shit myself, but figuratively I shit myself. I was scared out of my mind. And the next day, I went to sleep after like hours of trying to go to sleep, of just like freaking out, my thoughts racing and shit. I went to sleep, and then the next day I woke up and everything felt like a dream. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Nothing felt real. And I had like these crazy, like, depressed, suicidal thoughts in my head, and I was like, I felt like I was in so much pain in my head, but I wasn't going through any physical pain, but I was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like the scariest thing, because I didn't know what to do. I was like, these thoughts were just racing in my head of, oh, you don't have any meaning, you have no purpose, you should just kill yourself, do this. I was like, I don't know, man. It was scary. I remember that morning I went to the gym, and I was just like sitting on the bench press, and these thoughts were racing in my mind, and my like heart was just dropping. I was sweating. I was scared out of my mind, bro. It was crazy. And that day, after I got done at the gym, I pushed through it. I don't know. I think I might have just left, because I didn't know what to do. I was in so much like I don't know how to describe it, man. I've never had like suicidal thoughts like that before, but that whole week it was just crazy suicidal, violent thoughts, and I was like, what is going on? What is happening to me? Am I going crazy, or like, what's going on in my brain? So after I left the gym, I had to go to work, and it was just continuous, man, for just like a week. But I went to work. I didn't know what to do. And so I was so fucking scared that I just started listening to sermons. Like, I'm a Christian now, and that's basically the whole point of the story, but I started listening to sermons like 8 hours a day. I did that that whole week. The next whole week, I started listening to John Hagee, and he's a pretty good preacher. He's a little extreme at sometimes, but that's just who I started listening to. And I did that because I didn't know what else to do. I was just so confused, and never having like experiencing like depression or suicidal thoughts or anything. there's no other word for it, man. I was just scared out of my mind. Like, these thoughts just kept coming into my head, just kept attacking me, and it was like, just kill yourself, dude. You have no purpose here. Just quit. And I've come to realize those are just stupid, and there's no reason I should have believed them. But at the time, I did believe them. That was the thing that gave power to those thoughts. I was like, well, maybe they're right, because the night before, everything, like, I just had an epiphany where nothing I did mattered. Like, nothing would ever make me happy. So what's the point of being here? So anyway, long story short, for the next couple weeks, I still had those. The worst part about it is I felt like I was in a dream. Nothing felt real. I felt like I was looking at reality from, like, behind a pane of glass. I don't know how to explain it, man. And when you experience stuff like that or any sort of pain, you go on the internet and you start going into rabbit holes and just making everything way worse. And that's what I did, which was also stupid, and I shouldn't have done that. But I didn't know what else to do. I was trying to figure out what was wrong with me. Like, what was going on? What happened the night before? What caused this? Because prior to that, I've never had anything like it. And I actually haven't really told anybody about it. I told like maybe 2 of my friends. I didn't tell any of my family. I didn't tell anybody because I felt like nobody would understand what was happening in my head. And I almost think, man, that mental pain is worse than physical pain, because it's inside. You don't know how to treat it. We don't understand hardly anything about the brain. It's so complex. And if it's like something to do with your leg or your arm, you can diagnose it and be like, oh, okay, that's wrong. But stuff with your head, dude, it's so scary. Anyway, for the next couple weeks, for literally like 8 hours a day, I just listened to sermons, man. Sermons about God, sermons about Jesus, about Christianity, everything. I was trying to find hope. I was trying to find meaning and purpose. And that's really the main reason I became a Christian, is because God gave me that hope. He gave me purpose and reason to be alive. Like, we're made in His image. We are His creation. We are so valuable to Him that He sent His Son to die for us so we could be forgiven and have eternal life and spend eternity with Him in pure bliss. I wish I could tell this story better, because it's actually it's a cool story of how everything kind of happened. I don't know, man. But before that night, that Sunday night in August, I literally remember it like it was yesterday. It was extremely traumatic for me. And some people are probably like, "Oh, Sawyer, you bitch!" Like, that's not as bad as what I've been going through. You're probably right, but that was really traumatic for me and really, really scary. And I remember what I was watching. I was watching Narcos before, like an episode of Narcos before I went to bed. I remember like every single detail, man, just because it was the scariest shit that's ever happened to me. But before that night, I've heard people talk about, oh, I'm depressed, I have anxiety, whatever. I never understood it. I was like, bro, just man up, like, go to work, do what you got to do. It's not that bad. I will tell you, if you went through anything like what I went through, I sympathize with you guys so much, because that is awful, man. And you feel like nobody understands you. It's so scary. You feel alone, you feel hopeless, you feel like, there's no treatment out there that will help you. I heard a good quote one time where it was like, people can survive 30 days without food, they can survive 3 days without water, 3 minutes without oxygen, but they can't survive 3 seconds without hope. And man, let me tell you, that's the truth, because the reason I was listening to those sermons was I was trying to find something bigger. Like, before that happened, I was just chasing money like an animal, like most people are. I was chasing money, and I thought that was the most important thing. I was like, I'm gonna get rich. I'm gonna prove all these people, I can do this shit. And then that night, just everything changed, bro. It felt like all of that was just meaningless. There's no purpose in chasing that. That's what it felt like. And it felt like everything that I've been doing, it was for no reason, and that nothing was worth doing anymore. Like, I should just either lay in bed and sleep or just die. That's what it felt like. It was awful, bro. So if any of you guys are going through that, man, there is hope. Stuff gets better. What you're going through now is not permanent. You can get better. You can heal. The reason I started listening to those sermons was because I was trying to find something that mattered, right? So before that, money mattered to me. After that, nothing mattered to me. So I was looking for like the biggest thing that could possibly have any meaning. And that thing for me was God. You know, I was praying, I was reading the Bible, I was listening to sermons, just every single day, all day. I was just consuming content and reading books, well, the Bible, I guess, and everything was focused on God because that was the biggest thing I could think of. That was the thing that if anything in this world mattered, that was the thing that it had to be. It had to be God. And let me tell you, bro, he completely changed my life. I was just praying. I was like, Lord, if you can hear me, I don't know what to do. I feel like, I feel like nothing matters. I feel like nothing I will ever do will make me happy. I feel like I have no meaning, no purpose here. Why am I here? What happened to me that night? And over time, man, he completely changed me. He came into my life and he flipped everything on its head, bro. He gave me purpose, he gave me hope, he gave me meaning. He gave me a reason to live. He gave me a reason to just be here, I guess. And over the weeks and the months, I started going to church, and things started to get better, bro. Things started to change. I started to get happy about things more, and I started to enjoy things more. He just showed me that I have value and that I'm here for a reason, and that I'm not alone, that he's here with me and he's here with everybody, bro. And after like the weeks and the months went on, I gave my life to Jesus, man, and things just they changed. He flipped stuff on its head. Like I stopped doing the shit that I previously would do, and I didn't even want to do it anymore. He changed my desires. He changed from wanting to, like, I don't know, like beat off or something, to wanting to read the Bible, or he changed me from wanting to listen to just like shitty rap music, like secular rap music that's about murder and drugs and money and girls, to listen to Christian rap. And I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just there's power in this stuff, boys. There's power in Christianity. There's power in that holy book. There's power in the Bible, bro. A lot of you are probably thinking I'm just talking out of my ass, man. But I was the same exact way. Before that night, I could give two shits about God, dude. I didn't care about anything. Well, no, that's not right. I did care about getting rich. I didn't, like, I didn't even think of God. I was just living my life like most people are today. But after that night, I realized that this life is just a vapor, and you're only here for for a sliver of time, and then after that, you choose where you go. But I was the same exact way, bro. I didn't care about God. I cared about, meeting hot girls and getting rich and driving cool cars and just all this materialistic bullshit that you see people flaunting on Instagram and TikTok, and it's just all garbage, man. It's all fake. And it's like 7 months later, man, and I'm so much better. I still struggle sometimes, but God doesn't promise that life's going to be easy. He promises that he's going to be there with you and he will never leave you. And to have that feeling that the creator of the universe is right by your side and he's with you through everything you go through, all the battles, all the thoughts, all the things that you go through, that he's right there and he's right with you and he's holding you up. I don't know why you wouldn't want that. I could talk for hours about God, man. He completely changed me, bro. There's no other way to put it. He completely changed me. He changed my heart. He changed my desires. He changed my mind. I don't struggle with like depression or suicidal thoughts anymore. He just completely transformed everything. And now I'm so grateful for that scary, traumatic thing that happened to me, because if that never happened to me, I would have never looked for God. I would have never looked for the ultimate purpose and meaning of being alive. I would have never looked for that. I would have kept chasing these stupid materialistic things if that would have never happened. But now I realize how awesome that traumatic event for me actually was. And now I'm actually grateful for it. I would have never looked for God, bro, if that didn't happen. And in the Bible, there's a verse that says God works everything for good for those who love him. And I've like lived by that verse, bro. I try to. You know, sometimes I struggle like everybody does, but all the bad things that have happened to me since then, I'm like, okay, all right, there's God, I don't know what you're doing right now, but I know you're working, and I know I love you, and I know you love me, and I know you're all wise, all loving, and I know you're going to work this out for good somehow. And the scariest thing that ever happened to me in my life was that, and I'm like, how could this be good? You know, how could this be good? How could this have any benefit towards me? And now, 7 months later, I'm like, I am so grateful for that, because if that would have never happened, I would have never looked for my Creator. There's real power in Christianity, guys. If you're struggling with, if you're going through, like, you literally whatever, you know, if you're struggling with suicidal thoughts or depression or anxiety, there's a verse in the Bible that says, cast all your anxiety on him, for he cares for you. It's Peter something, I don't know. This God, the only God, is such a loving, kind God, and he will forgive you for what you've done if you just ask for it, man. He will come into your life. He will change your life, bro. He will change it. You just gotta give him a chance. And this is a relationship, bro. Christianity is not a religion. It's a relationship. And if you don't work towards the relationship with your Creator, you won't have it. Just like if you don't work towards a relationship with your girlfriend, you won't have it. This isn't one-sided, man. You have to put in the effort, and God will meet you halfway. But you can't expect him to just drop in your lap. That's how loving he is. He lets you have your freedom. If you don't want him, he's not going to intrude on your free will. He will not violate that law because he loves you so much. So if you want to develop a relationship with him, you have to put in the effort to do it. And trust me, bro, it is worth it. It's the greatest thing you can experience in this life. And the first time that I really experienced his love and his presence and his kindness and his joy and his happiness, man, it was unlike anything, bro. And you crave that. So you just, you know, you keep moving towards him. And sometimes you might stray away. That's happened to me in the last couple months. But I'm like, all right, you're moving too far away. Or God tells me you're moving too far away. Come back and start chasing me again. Think about like the happiest, best time of your life. That is nothing compared to having a relationship with God, man. And I know, if you're a young guy like I am, you're going to think, oh, this is, he's full of shit. This is a bunch of bull crap, dude. This is all fake, whatever. I was the same way. I could give two licks about God, dude. I did not care at all. But he came into my life and he showed me that he's real, man. And he can do that for you. You just have to put in the effort to develop a relationship with him. And it is worth it, boys. Trust me, it is worth it. That is how the trauma that I experienced that night and like the weeks after that turned to gratitude. Because God came into my life. I put in the effort to look for him and he met me halfway. He turned all of that trauma and all that scary shit that happened to me into gratitude. I wouldn't change a thing now. I don't know what else to say, guys. I don't know. This was a real video here, boys. But like probably one of the craziest things, man, is, you know, the Bible says no sexual like relations before marriage. And I'm like, and a lot of you guys are probably like, oh, fuck that, man. That's tough. That's what I thought too. But I don't want to have sex before marriage anymore. I don't want to do any sexual acts before marriage anymore. Because that's how good he is. You tell me what can change a 19-year-old boy that has raging levels of testosterone. What can change that guy from wanting to have sex with a bunch of beautiful women before marriage to wanting to wait till marriage? What other power other than God can do that, bro? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. If you guys give him a chance, if you put in the effort to look for him, he will meet you halfway. I promise you. If you ask Jesus to show himself to you, he will. He will meet you halfway. And you will not regret it, man. You will not regret it at all. You will be grateful for all the things that you've went through because they've led you up to this point. If anything would have been different, you might not be at this point. And that's how I think of this. If that night wouldn't have happened, I would have not looked for God. God changed my traumatic experience into gratitude. I owe that being everything, man. Not only I owe him everything because he created me, he created everything around me. He sacrificed himself for me on the cross to forgive me of my sins so he could spend eternity with me. And he continues to bless me in this life. That is how loving this God is, bro. He will meet you, bro. You just have to put in the effort like any other relationship, and he will meet you. I promise you. This was the longest video I filmed because I am so freaking passionate about God and about Jesus and about Christianity, man. I think I've been filming for just crossed over the 37-minute mark, dude. This is going to be a really long video. It's probably going to take me about 4 days to upload because my internet's shit. We call it shitternet in Wisconsin. But it will be worth it. If this just changes one person to start looking for God, to become a Christian, that's completely worth it, man. We need more Christians, more young Christians. This generation is full of sin and just disgusting shit. We need more young Christians. I know a lot of people find it hard to follow the rules, or they don't like the rules in Christianity, or they want to have complete freedom. And I was the same way. But after I like started listening to sermons and stuff, I started to realize that, hey, these rules are in here for a reason. The only reason God creates rules is for us to have the best possible life. He's not holding us back from any freedom or pleasure. So to take it this way, you have the freedom right now to go do cocaine and get hooked on cocaine for the rest of your life. But you choose not to. You have the freedom to choose not to do that. That's pretty much the same thing with the rules and the things that you should follow in the Bible. They hold you back from something that will only cause you pain and harm and discomfort. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. I'm sweating right now. I don't know if you can see it. This was probably my favorite video to make just because like this is so easy for me to talk about. I just love talking about God so much, and I love like sharing this stuff with other people. It's still hard for me to do with like some of the younger people just because like they're so atheistic and stuff, but I'm getting better. But anyway, if you like this video, smash the subscribe button, hit the like button. Actually, no, don't do any of those things. All I want you to do is to just give God a chance, man. Give him a chance to change your life. Give him a chance to bring you joy. Give him a chance to just give you hope and give you purpose and give you meaning, man. Just give him a chance. Fuck all the like, subscribe, comment shit. Just give God a chance, man. Give Jesus a chance. He will change your life. He will meet you halfway if you just put in the effort. Anyway, fellas, that's it. This camera is crossing the 41-minute mark. So this was a long video. But, yeah. Just give him a chance, bro. He will change your life. Anyway, boys, peace out. That's all I got for you. I love you. Mwah. Also, God loves you.